Smokey observational fashion, and I'm going to dissect and rip them the fuck apart. And my coup de grace of the point is that not a single one of these fucking cunts can possibly defend themselves, and that's why they won't even try. Because deep down, as retarded as they fucking are, they know they can't take on Smokey.
Smokey, I'm going to tell you something you probably didn't know about the dude. Did you know the dude is college educated?
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Oh, no.
Bullshit.
Oh, hold
on. Oh, yes. He apparently did earn a degree.
Good morning, Nemesis. How you doing?
By the way, this is how the AI think I look like a plushie.
That's funny.
That is actually. You know what? You know what? I want one. You see this?
It's actually an adorable little plushie. If that were a real product.
It actually is really adorable, and I kind of want one. I want this to be my child's first plushie. I want this to be it right there.
See, it's a good thing. It's a good thing I'm an ethical man, because you know the first thought that popped in my head: what would Bill in a panda suit look like as a plushie?
Well, it just looked like a panda plushie, I imagine.
You
know what, Ryan, you know what? You may have just fixed my problem.
What?
You remember how I said I wanted to go get the panda suit in the van and do like a skit and make fun of Bill type thing?
Oh,
I could just do it. I could just do it in a plushy ventriloquist fashion and not having to go risk getting myself arrested by driving a panel van in a panda suit.
Don't do it. Get a giant beer stein and a cigarette hanging out of your mouth. Also, get a few tattoos, take notes, and be sure that when you talk, make sure you sound like you can barely articulate yourself.
Yeah, you know what? That actually fixes my whole problem. I actually could do it if I just set up. I just have to find a way to set up some diorama situation.
I have a potential solution for you. You might want to research,
or maybe just a green screen. I could probably get away with it, just a green screen, and get AI to make a background.
There is a medium you might want to look into. Rakugo.
What is that?
It's an old Japanese art of theater, and it's a very audience-involved spectacle where you might have to dress up as something for the gag, if you see what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's also one where you're expected to talk when ad-lib with the audience. You see where I'm going with this?
Right.
By the way, gentlemen, do you know what I think is so damn funny? The clip that Praise played, I told him already. I've told Praise straight to his face exactly what Bill Cuthbert thinks about it. Do you know how hilarious it is to me for Praise to clip that shit out again, call it slander, and then know that he's probably fuming right now because I can hear that Bill fucking Cuthbert said that shit about me. Like, yeah, no dumb shit.
I did, make no mistake. I 100% was responsible for dividing Bill and Praise this last time. 100%. A lot of the things that happened and the dynamics that emerged were directly instigated by me. And because I knew Bill was such an unforgiving, disastrously evil fucking cunt, is that I knew that his actions and decisions revolving any of this were extremely easily predictable. And he was just going to make an asshole out of himself, which he did. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's what Bill does anyway. I mean, Bill.
Absolutely, I managed to pull that off, and the only thing I had to do was indulge and engage in a toxic temporary peace to make it happen. Now, Bill can take them back, and actually, at this point, I hope the fuck he does, but he won't. But I hope he does. But he won't. He won't do it because he said too much last time. It was too much about the crossing the Rubicon, never again, praises all this, and then Praise was attacking him and his crew. There's just too much there at this point. And plus, Bill would have to make himself look like a liar and an idiot by embracing Praise again, because he knows Praise is a flip-flopper and jumps all over the place all the time. So he's just a complete liability. Even Bill understands that at this point. So to me, this is a manifest situation that's completely unavoidable. See, Praise is feeling the pressure of the collapse and I guess you would say inferiority of his little group and community. And here's the thing. If you're going to adopt extremely stupid beliefs that are unjustifiable and don't make sense, well, the only people you're going to glean near you and around you are going to be complete and utter fucking retard idiots. And that's what's happened. Praise has realized that he's basically collected a cornucopia of fucking idiots around him. And it's not exactly a particularly intellectual environment, if you know what I mean. It's also not open to communication because the dude is a sniveling fucking coward who can't handle interactions and knows he gets wrecked every time he does. So now he has to fight Praise against what Praise wants to force the channel to be an echo chamber. So Praise doesn't like it, but Praise can't do anything about it because dude is the one in control. Make no mistake, Praise is the bottom bitch on that totem. Of the three of them, Praise is at the bottom, even below his own sister. Praise is subservient
more than you
to the
know,
other two. Oh, yes. Praise is fully subservient to the other two. And this is where I'm starting to notice the cracks forming. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, because even me reiterating this, even me stating this, even if they see this, they won't be able to stop the cataclysmic failures that are inevitably on their way. Praise wants an open room like he used to have. He wants the conversations, the engagements. He wants the open debates. He also wants to be on better terms with Standing for Truth, which he will never be able to accomplish as long as the dude is there. And this puts daily tension on their relationships. And it will continue to build and build and build exponentially until eventually it does snap. And all I'm going to do is do what Smokey does best and just keep applying pressure at the points where I can, every chance I can. And they always, always, always follow along with it. It's actually amazing. It's almost phenomenological that they will simply, essentially, always do pretty much exactly what I want them to. It truly is incredible.
Oh, look at this on Praise's video. Bill's already sucking up to him. Utter wickedness from Ron, and even goes to lie that I claim that I called Paul due to PDF. Paul had all the emails until he lost access to that particular account. These were hundreds of those emails.
Here's the thing. There were years ago when Paul was doing his thing with Bruce and all that, and he was trolling Bruce and all those things, and they were having their things, and he was coming over to my room. Yeah, and dude wasn't really, even though he was a free gracer, he wasn't really liked by a lot of the other free gracers. I noticed.
Because he'd call them out on their shit.
And there were multiple instances people would, come into studio or drop things in back chat about how, like, dude doesn't have his daughter because he blanked her or something along those lines. Like, I never mentioned it live. Like, I never brought it up. Like, I'm just like, okay, well people hate the dude.
That was all Bill, more than likely.
That makes me wonder. It also makes me wonder if Bill was the one that was porn bombing me. Because actually Basement Dweller made an interesting observation. One of the times that someone had come up to porn bomb me, and Basement Dweller kind of let the investigation go because he didn't really know much about Bill at the time. But one of the times early on where I was porn bombed, it was done kind of the way that Andy Cap does, where he kind of he takes his phone and he points it at his computer screen to show things. And this is how one of the porn bombs was done on my channel. Now, Basement Dweller cross-referenced it and found out it wasn't Andy's monitor because Andy's monitor looked different. However, the porn bomb monitor did look a lot like Bill's monitor, who has also done the same thing, pointed his camera at the monitor. And the reason Basement Dweller let it go is because the background was a different color. So, and he didn't really know Bill, so he just kind of dropped it. But it very well could have been Bill. And it could have been Bill going in there and typing in all this stuff. Do you know why dude doesn't have his daughter? Well, it's because, yeah. Now, I don't know who was doing that. And again, I never really mentioned it because it's just chatter bullshit. And, dude wasn't really that important to me at all either way. And I didn't know a lot about the dude. It was just completely misplaced for me to even bring it up or mention it. Having interacted with the man for literally years now, I have a certainly more negative take on him. I'm not saying any of this shit is true, but what I am saying is this, that there was at least one, if not possibly a few people going around and saying the reason dude hides The reason he stays anonymous is because he doesn't want anyone looking into his personal cases, what happened, reports of the state, and things like that. Like, he didn't want anyone to be able to reach family and ask them what happened, and that there was something really gross and dirty that happened. And this is really what it was. Sometimes it was sexual, sometimes it was neglect based. But there was all these things, and they'd come in, they say, dude has been doing this to his daughter. He did this to his daughter. That's why he stays away from her, because the grandparents or whoever, the guardians, know he's a danger and all this stuff. So that's been a rumor for a hot minute. And when confronted with the rumor, it's interesting that he doesn't take the advice that he keeps giving everyone else to dox themselves and prove it isn't true. But he doesn't. He stays anonymous. That, to me,
I can provide.
And he stays anonymous, while trying to talk about the personal details of other people's lives. I find this very puzzling. I really do.
Well, Smokey, I can give you some insight here. I don't know anything about these allegations being true or untrue. As far as I'm concerned,
I don't either.
Right.
I also don't know if Bill had some specific inside information that the rest of us didn't. I don't know.
But you see, here's where I can fill you in. When Bill and I were talking at that point in time you're describing, he was heavily pursuing information about the dude. I happen to know for a fact, because I have talked to the dude's mom and to the dude's aunt. That's how I know his name. I know what they called him, and it was not Paul, it was David.
Yeah.
The other thing is, when it came to he and I, he began confiding in me because we were friends about his daughter. But what became very clear is that he would use this Paul Frutivore pseudonym, which is just that. It's a fake name. There's no records for a Paul Frutivore. I also know.
And by the way, if I could, Frutivore sounds like a made-up name anyway. It sounds like carnivore. It sounds like carnivore, but fruit replaced with it. It doesn't even sound like a real name.
He was into the carnivore and the fruitarian diet, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know.
That's what it is.
I took it on good faith because I figured at the time he was a friend. And, if he didn't want to give his name, then he didn't want to give his name. Oh, well, I didn't care at the time. Reflecting on it now, I know his daughter's name, at least the one he gave, and he said it on live streams. What I suspect is he does not want people like Bill to go digging through his family life to find out whatever details they could by contacting his family.
That is what I believe is it. I think I don't think dude's as worried about his identity being leaked as he is someone being able to ask one of his family members about him. I think that's probably
there's another fear that he has. He's been very vague about his ex-partner, his daughter's mom. And his claim is to protect her, which may be true. What I believe is that he does not want a thick shades character to figure out who that person is, drag them onto a live stream and say, so I understand that you had something to do with the dude. We know this is not his name, you understand? And we all know how that's going to go.
By the way, one other thing I did want to mention real quick. I don't know if you guys have been catching this lately either, but Isaac's presence over there at the pod team is very bizarre. And I don't mean him just being there is bizarre. I mean his conduct over there is extremely bizarre. I'm trying to think of something correlative to let you guys know kind of what I'm talking about when I say bizarre.